Hi, thank you for clicking on the video, and I hope everyone is doing really well. So today I am filming another reaction video to Freelee the Banana Girl from her second channel, The Frugivore. Today's video is a reaction video to Emma Chamberlain's Harper's Bazaar What I Eat in a Day video, and let's just get into the video.
Hey Frugivore, I'm Freelee, welcome back to the Frugivore channel and welcome to 2021. It's great to be here with you for another year. I know you can't see me and apologies for that, but today is going to be a response to Harper's Bazaar. Everything Emma Chamberlain eats in a day, food diaries, bite-size Harper's Bazaar, and this video was posted November 20th. And you know I go way back with Emma, okay? I've done a few videos trying to help her in the past.
I like how she says I go way back with her, like they've been friends forever. They're not friends. Making videos on someone, attacking someone for the way they eat, doesn't mean you go way back with them. No, that's not reality.
And today is going to be no different. I'm going to try and help her to connect with her Frugivore roots. Alright, so let's just get into it, and if you want to see more of these videos, definitely vote on the video, whether it's a thumbs up or whether it's a thumbs down. It's up to you. So, let's go. Emma, what are you eating these days in 2020? And if you want to get fit, healthy, and lean for 2021, definitely join us on thefrugivorediet.com, or you can check out my ebooks, and my physical books are on Amazon, but the ebooks, there's a link in the description below to Go Fruit Yourself, where I lost 40 pounds on a raw food lifestyle, my naked lunchbox, and the Raw to 4 diet. And follow me on Instagram. In the latest post, I talked about not wearing sunscreen and how the fruit has protective benefits from the sun.
Ignoring sunscreen because fruit can protect you from UV rays of the sun.
And it really was controversial for a lot of people.
Hi, I'm Emma Chamberlain, and this is everything I eat in a day. The first thing I do when I wake up is check the time, because I actually don't really set alarms. So
Good.
I'll look at my phone, see what time it is.
Those eyebrows, girl. Those eyebrows are very, very manicured. You should see mine. Mine are just so overplucked from years and years of plucking, and they're just not growing back. You know, I'm not doing anything to them, but they're not growing back. Hers are very luxurious.
I'll respond to those, and then it's coffee time immediately.
Oh, no.
I don't watch Emma Chamberlain's videos, but I do watch other people's reactions to her videos, and I know hands down, like, she's the queen of coffee. So coming into this video, obviously I know Freelee's gonna have a lot to say about that because she always has an issue with the fact that people drink coffee. Let's hear all about how bad and evil coffee is.
I get right out of bed, don't brush my teeth, don't wash my face. I go straight downstairs to either make my first coffee or go get coffee with someone.
So that is sad to me because it's obviously a sign of dependency, of a drug addiction.
Or she just really likes coffee. At this point, it's probably just habit. The more I cut back, the more I realized how much I actually enjoyed the taste and just the ritual of making it. So I really savor that morning routine. But I suspect she does enjoy it also. She enjoys that process of making it because I have seen this video, not this reaction, but the Emma Chamberlain video. She does have a very specific way she makes the coffee. And so that kind of shows a thought, like there's thought behind it. I know it's just coffee, but it's important. Coffee is important.
Okay, and unfortunately, this generation, Emma's generation, thinks it's cool. It's cool to be weak.
Drinking coffee makes you weak. Really? In Freelee's mind, she thinks caffeine is on the same level as like hard drugs. I wouldn't even say hard drug addicts are weak. I think they're struggling. Coffee's not the same. Caffeine is not the same. If you find yourself where your life is literally deteriorating because of the amount of coffee that you drink, now we've got a problem. But for the average person, mass majority of coffee drinkers, we are not itching for a fix, okay? So if you drink coffee, does not make you weak.
And dependent on a substance, you know, to start your day. That's kind of cool. It's like, yeah, YOLO, only live once. You know, being mediocre is kind of fashionable.
To drink coffee means you're no longer unique. You're not an individual anymore. You are mediocre. Wow. Then I will live a mediocre life with my coffee and be very happy.
And desirable. And that is really sad to me. So she obviously is not getting enough glucose and fructose into her bloodstream and into her tissues, into her brain, into her cells. So that's the first thing that we can notice. That's why she's going for the drugs.
Always got to bring it back to fruit. Always got to be able to say, you know, you drink coffee, that's a sign that you're not eating enough fruit. Said no science anywhere.
When I'm at home and I'm making coffee, I'm using my brand, Chamberlain Coffee.
She has a brand of coffee. She has a brand of drugs.
When you're the queen of coffee, yes, you probably are going to end up selling the thing you're the queen of. Yes, technically caffeine is a drug. She's categorizing it as like a hard drug. And I can't respect a person who undermines so much seriousness around a subject of addiction. As someone who comes from a addiction background, it's so insulting. She's putting this message out to so many people who don't know any better and who are going to look at people who drink coffee and be so insulting, and then look at people who actually struggle and equate the two. It's just really frustrating for me to listen to this. Not only have I struggled, I have people in my life who are currently struggling. I'm not trying to say one struggle is worse than another, but honestly, like hard drug addiction, you drink coffee in the morning. They're not even on the same playing field. They're not even in the same sport. They are not even even close to being equal to each other.
It may as well just say Chamberlain drugs. She's selling drugs. Roasted with love. No, it's roasted with carcinogens. This is carcinogenic stuff. The beans are literally burnt. You know, that's why they come. I bet this comes with a warning on it about the carcinogenic properties.
Roasted, not burnt. Roasted. And most beans are not burnt. There are some brands, I'm not going to drop any names, that actually burn their beans on purpose, and that is why that particular brand is disgusting. If it's done properly, it shouldn't be burnt. It should just be a nice roast, and it should have a nice flavor, which is why most of us drink it, because it tastes good.
Is within Social Dog Blend. Oh, this is really sad.
Every day. I take 2 shots of espresso, put some vanilla almond milk in it, unsweetened, Khaleesi.
2 shots of espresso. Massive hit of caffeine first thing. Drugs.
Then I put vanilla nut pod creamer in it, and that
Vanilla nut pod creamer. Unsweetened and dairy free. I am happy.
At first, I swear Freelee was about to go in on her for this creamer, because I'm pretty sure she just heard the word creamer and she immediately thinks cream, dairy. Then she had to take a moment, step back and see that it's non-dairy, and now she's okay with it. Pretty sure she's gonna find some issue, even though it is vegan.
It looks nut-based. Fantastic.
That's my home recipe. When I'm going out for coffee recently.
But what kind of disturbed me there? It said 0 sugar.
So disturbing. Oh no. See, I told you she's going to find some issue even with vegan choices. She's using the word disturbing to describe something that doesn't have any sugar. I'm sorry if I am overstating this. What's disturbing is equating coffee drinking with drug use and calling people weak.
And I kind of feel like she is going for that 0 sugar approach. You know, she's scared of the sugar. She's scared of the carbohydrates. She's just basically just getting this, drug hit.
I used to not be a breakfast person, but recently I've been really hungry in the mornings, and I don't know why.
You've been really hungry in the morning because you need the frutas, and you're not getting... I'm sure, you're not getting enough fruit, okay? We're going to have a look at this day. I have not looked at it yet, but the fact that she's going to coffee first thing, obviously.
Breakfast almost every single day is 2 fried eggs.
Oh, no. Why? This, obviously, having the menstruations in the morning is... Where is the glucose? Where is the fiber? Where is the fructose? These are important constituents that we should be ingesting. Especially first thing in the morning. Not the chicken hensies.
Very, very cooked.
Oh, gosh.
That is kind of gross. An overcooked egg is just rubber at that point. Never mind that it's not vegan. I don't care about that. It's just, don't overcook your eggs. That's kind of icky. I do like the little crispy bits though on the end that kind of a little brown. Back when I used to eat eggs. I don't eat eggs anymore, obviously. Vegan over here. Forgot to mention.
So she's getting a real hit of carcinogens first thing in the morning. She's got a coffee, which are burnt beans.
Roasted beans.
And then she's got her burnt saturated animal fat. Not a great start.
Like, probably too well done to a point where most people wouldn't want to eat it.
This is really unhealthy, and the fact that she just doesn't even care, and she's just, you know, doesn't care about her health clearly is like disturbing.
Salt on it, pepper on it, everything but the bagel seasoning on it, and then I put some Cholula on that.
A lot of flavor. She needs flavor.
And then I cut up a whole avocado, put that on top, and then I eat it. And that's my breakfast every day. It's like
Hang on. She didn't say toast, but they put toast in there.
avocado, put that on top, and then I eat it. And that's my breakfast every day. It's like nice and light because I'm not really a breakfast person,
Hang on.
but it's a great way to start my day. A little bit of fat and protein. Never hurt.
See, so like Harper's Bazaar misrepresented there. She didn't have a piece of toast. Okay, so it was just avocado and egg. Just avocado and egg. So she's obviously got some irrational fear of the glucose, a carbohydrate.
Or, like she said, can't go wrong with some protein and some fat. That's going to not only fill you up, but it's also going to be tasty. It's going to be satisfying. It might not be that she's afraid of carbs or anything like that. It could be just that she wants to feel full, you know, and she wants to eat something that's going to satisfy. Could just be that.
Okay, so she's been listening to the wrong people, and now she's spreading this carbohydrate fear propaganda.
Just because she didn't have any carbs at this one meal doesn't mean she's spreading carb phobia propaganda. She's not coming out blatantly and saying carbs are bad. She's just showing that, okay, this one particular meal doesn't have a whole lot of carbs represented. That's all that is. Only way a person can truly send a message of fear carbs is if they showed a full day of eating, like 0 carbs, and then the person said carbs are bad, you know, sugar is bad, insert thing is bad. She never said that, so where's the propaganda?
To other young women.
And then I eat it. And that's my breakfast every day. It's like nice and light because I'm not really a breakfast person.
Look, everybody is a breakfast person, okay? We need to get the glucose in early on, and this is why she's having the coffee. So she really is a breakfast person, but she's replacing the actual sugar, the fuel that she needs, with drugs.
I don't think it's Freelee's place to tell a person whether they're a breakfast person or not. I was not a breakfast person for a lot of years. Yes, for wrong reasons, unhealthy reasons, but I was not a breakfast person. That has changed as I've changed my habits. My body is changing also, so it's sending hunger signals at different times now. So I'm gradually becoming a breakfast person. I still don't feel like I want to eat. As soon as I feel that hunger, I know I need to eat. Like first thing in the morning, I still don't want anything. And coffee is great because it gets things turning.
So that is her breakfast. So she is actually having breakfast, but of drugs, which is not food.
It's a great way to start my day. A little bit of fat and protein. Never hurt anyone.
Yeah, it does actually.
Freelee literally just said, yeah, it can hurt someone because of the protein and the fat. No, it can't hurt anyone. Protein and fat.
I never cook lunch. I could not tell you one time that
Postmates. I wonder if she's sponsored. I never cook lunch.
I've cooked a lunch.
Don't eat raw. Eat a raw lunch.
Recently, I've been ordering this salad from this restaurant called Zinc. And it's kale, lentils, carrots, hard-boiled egg, and
this is a lot of egg she's having.
nice, salty, shallotty vinaigrette on top. And it sounds like it would be so unpleasant and boring, but it's actually so good. And so I've been eating that a lot for lunch. Sometimes
So that's low in calories. So she's basically having a salad, and she said lentils, but I don't know what sort of serve it is.
I'll get like a burrito or a burrito bowl from a place called Takaya in LA.
Okay.
It's so good. They do cauliflower rice.
See? Okay, ba-boom. We've spotted the problem here. She is going for cauliflower rice. And okay, maybe I may make it as a raw foodist, but she's not a raw foodist. So, rice is still on the menu, when you're eating a cooked meal for most people. But she's going for cauliflower rice, which is incredibly low in carbohydrate.
Freelee is over-speculating, but she's using her speculation in a way to make it sound factual. I'm going to speculate, and this is just speculation. Rice can be really filling. So when I eat rice, I just want to take a nap afterwards. So I could understand if midday going for the cauliflower rice, because you still get that kind of essence that you're eating rice, but you don't get that lethargic, like time for a nap feeling afterwards. That's where my brain went immediately. Not, oh, she's afraid of carbs. She's getting a burrito, which is usually wrapped in a tortilla.
So you can see she has a fear of the carbs.
Honestly, I could go to Air One for every single meal.
I did go to Air One and actually find some good vegan food, some plant-based food when I was there. I wasn't raw, but yeah. But it's expensive. It is very expensive. Well, I mean, compared to Australia is super expensive, so it's not that bad.
They have like buffalo cauliflower where they make cauliflower into buffalo wings. Anyway, I can keep...
Okay, so you can see cauliflower, again, low carb, low carb, low carb.
Even though it's probably vegan, but still not good enough because it's low carb.
Keep going about this. I'm a vegetarian. I was vegan for a little bit, but I'm a vegetarian just because I grew up vegetarian, so I've never had...
So you were never vegan for a little bit because vegans don't go back to hurting their friends, to hurting animals. You know, it's an ethical lifestyle for life. You know, once you make that connection, truly make that connection, you can never go back. So she wasn't vegan, she was plant-based, and now she's a vegetarian.
She was vegan for a little bit, and then she stopped. Okay.
Never had meat in my diet. I continue to be a vegetarian, mainly because I'm a picky eater.
Hang on, she said she's never had meat in her diet, but I believe she ate meat that vegetarian tries meat for the first time, right?
Meat in my diet.
See, these people are so inaccurate.
I've never had meat in my diet.
Well, you have eaten meat, though.
I continue to be a vegetarian, mainly because I'm a picky eater and trying new meat.
So it's a shame that she doesn't seem to care at all about animals. It's just because she's a picky eater, and that's why she is still vegetarian, or why she, you know, started bringing back in eggs and, you know, probably cheese into her diet, because she's not thinking about mother cow. She's not thinking about anyone except herself, and it's actually very unhealthy for herself too. So she's not doing herself any benefits here.
It was not something I wanted to do, but I do love eggs a lot, and I love cheese, although cheese is not something that agrees very well with me. But I'm a very picky eater.
Cheese does not agree well with anybody, okay? Not with any human frugivore, because it's absolutely ridiculous that a frugivore would ingest this bovine secretion, this solidified bovine secretion, and think that it's going to digest well. We're not baby cows, and it's old, aged, really unhealthy.
So any type of like really overly cooked, steamed, leafy green.
Girl needs some raw food in her life. Everything's overcooked. The beans are burnt, the eggs are burnt, the spinach is burnt, it's cooked of any of its, you know, nutritional, well, a lot of its nutritional benefits. She needs some raw food. Fruit, namely. We haven't seen a lot of fruit. Have we seen fruit at all? I do not think so. And that's why the drugs come in. Low carb, no fruit equals drug dependency.
If you don't eat fruit, you will become a drug addict, is essentially what Freelee just said. I have nothing to say.
So, snacks. I'm a big snacker.
Of course, because you don't eat sufficiently at mealtime, and you're not eating the correct foods that that you're biologically designed to eat.
Okay, so we've covered coffee, caffeine is a drug, and you're a drug addict, and you're weak if you drink it. That's a classic Freelee. Next classic Freelee is can't call yourself a vegan if you stopped being vegan at any point. You were never truly vegan because of blah, blah, blah. And now I'm guessing that we are going to be entering the third reoccurring theme of Freelee's videos, the we're frugivores. She is so convinced of this that she has dedicated her entire life to a non-factual statement. Also, what is her issue with snacking? If a person feels a little hungry, they should honor that hunger and have a little snack. Apparently that's proof that you're not eating sufficiently if you ever feel hungry at the wrong time.
That in nature, you would have been eating from fruit trees, picking various fruits. Okay, but you haven't had any fruit, so...
I make little mini cauliflower pizzas because...
Cauliflower again! Now we're seeing a theme here with the cauliflower, right? Gosh.
I found these little cauliflower thins, and I just put a little bit of marinara sauce on it, a little bit of pesto, a little bit of vegan mozzarella. Sometimes I'll chop up a little veggie Italian sausage, put that on there, maybe some green olives, bake that for a little bit.
So a vegan meal, but not good enough for Freelee.
Okay, we got another low-carb dish. Ugh.
It's not like amazing, but it's also like it works. But
everything is so dead, so overcooked.
I'm also somebody that will just take a jar of peanut butter or take a jar of almond butter, like any jar of nut butter I can find, and I'll just take a spoonful of it and eat that. Or plums, like when plums are in season, I can just shove down like 10 of those.
Good. Wait, some fruit. Woo! I'm doing a dance here. There's some fruit in there, but she said shove down 10 of them. I would like to believe that. Like, that would be great. But she's giving me the serious low-carb vibes.
Drinks. Obviously, I drink coffee a lot, but I'm trying to consume a little bit less caffeine. So
Okay, so she's trying to consume less caffeine. Emma, in order to eliminate the drugs from your life, the desire for them, then you have to have your optimal fuel source. You know, your cells, every one of your cells, the trillions of cells in your body, runs on fructose and glucose, okay? So you need to get enough. It's not a hard concept to grasp. Okay?
If you want to cut out caffeine, you can't just substitute fruit. You're not going to magically not go through withdrawal, okay? Have your caffeine in moderation. If you like fruit, have fruit in moderation. I tried to cut back on caffeine and I was going through my whole raw till 4 phase and I was eating a lot of fruit. I still got migraines, like worse than now. I'm back on coffee and I don't eat a lot of fruit. I do notice a difference when I eat lower carb. Recently, I'm just not a big fruit person. My carbohydrates are not from fruit. She always talks about like our ancestral background of like our ancestors were, you know, frugivores, so we must be frugivores now. But also keep in mind, fruit has changed since then. Like fruit hundreds of years ago is not the same fruit that we are eating today.
Okay, but to implement is quite difficult for people, for sure, because we are in this concrete jungle, there's junk food everywhere. But this is what you need. So then, I have not even thought about coffee for over 15 years. I haven't had a coffee for 15 years. And how many people do you know who can say that?
Probably a lot of people. My sister, I don't think she has ever had coffee in her entire life. And she is older than 15, so she's not had coffee for more than 15 years. Like, a lot of people probably can say they have gone that long without coffee because they don't like it. But some of us like it, and we would like to drink it in peace.
Okay, and it's not hard once you nourish yourself correctly.
Recently I've been drinking iced herbal tea. Randomly. And I really like it. I don't like iced black tea or iced green.
I think that's better, but I think a lot of them also still contain caffeine, so it's going from one vice to another.
Tea, I think, will always have a little trace amounts of caffeine, but I believe herbal has the lowest minuscule amounts. Like, herbal tea is not going to give you that jolt. That's why you can drink like chamomile and other herbal teas late at night, you know, kind of get you sleepy, like sleepy time tea.
Green tea, but I like iced herbal tea. Another weird drink, though, that I have 1 to 2 times a day is sparkling water with apple cider vinegar in it. And you might be really confused about that. I mean, that's weird. I get it. But it helps with my digestion. And I have really shitty digestion.
So I'm not surprised at all that she has shitty digestion. You can see what she's having for breakfast.
I would attribute her really shitty digestion probably to the massive amount of coffee she was drinking. There was a What I Eat in a Day video where she drank coffee like a crazy amount. And that's coming from me, who used to drink a crazy amount. And guess what? My digestion was terrible. When I cut back on the coffee, my digestion got better. So I think it has to do with more of the acidity in the coffee rather than her diet.
For a start, it's just avocado, egg, overcooked egg, and coffee, okay? There's not much fiber there at all, and she has some vegetables through the day, but not enough, okay? So she's got a low fiber diet going on there, and low calories in general. So if there's not enough bulk going through the digestive tube, then you're going to have problems. You're going to have backup. Your digestion is not going to be optimal. Your microbiome is not going to get enough food to survive. They're going to start to die off. That's going to affect your digestion. And a lot of people end up having this apple cider vinegar because, you know, it's meant to increase your stomach acid production. But look, what really happens when you're ingesting this is it is toxic. Drinking apple cider vinegar to improve your digestion is basically like headbutting a wall to try to improve your headache. It's not going to work. Vinegar contains acetic acid. It may be a great cleaner, okay, around the kitchen, yeah, but for your internal environment, it plays havoc, okay? It is not something that should be ingested by the human frugivore. And apparently apple cider vinegar actually has one of the highest acetic acid contents with 8%. And, you know, products containing more than 20% acetic acid must be actually labeled as poison.
I don't think she's just chugging apple cider vinegar. She's probably doing like a tablespoon, which is totally fine. I love apple cider vinegar. I tried drinking it one time. Couldn't do it, but I love the taste in like sauces and dressings and stuff. So I do try to have some apple cider vinegar almost every single day in some concoction that I create to go over top like veggies and stuff. My sister and my sister-in-law both, I know my sister-in-law drinks it like every single day, and my sister was drinking it every single day. I think she's kind of cutting back to maybe every other day or something like that just because of the acidity. They swear by it. I don't know if it's more like placebo or what. It's got to have benefits, right?
Poison. So you're just getting a poisoning effect. And that's why it seemingly aids digestion, but it's actually just causing your body to want to eliminate this toxin. The body's just like, oh, let's flush it out. Let's like get rid of this any way we can. So this can lead to the incorrect belief that it is improving your digestion, when in actuality it is poisoning your system and your body is working to expel that poison. So what happens is your colon will release, okay? You will get this irritation basically in your digestive system, and then you'll have a bowel movement, okay? And this is obviously not the right way to initiate a bowel movement. We want to get the peristalsis happening, you know, and that's where the fiber comes in and the water, and she's probably very dehydrated from all the caffeine.
Not everyone thrives on a high fiber diet. There are people who have poor digestion, and the solution is actually to cut back on the fiber. I'm sure Freelee would say those people just need to eat more fruit, even though that's fiber and that constipates them or irritates them or gives them diarrhea. She's right. She knows your body better than your body knows itself.
As well. All right, you know, some people are like, oh, you know, it's good for your microbiome. No, this is just a lie, okay? Please, just get enough fruit in your diet, get enough fiber, and you are going to have great bowel movements if you are also combining your food properly, and I can talk about that more in the future.
But I hate soda. I don't like sweet drinks. And to be honest, I'm not really a dessert person in general. Somebody who more craves like crunchy, salty.
No, but we all crave sweet stuff, and she will get sweet stuff into her day, whether she shows us or not.
She literally just said, I'm not a huge sweet person, and immediately Freelee's like, well, no, you are. As frustrating as all the other like actual serious problematic things that Freelee says, when she just determines for you how you are when she's never met you, and the only thing she knows about you is from videos online, but she has determined things, little minor things about you that you are saying are untrue. Literally just said, I'm not a sweet person. I like salty, crunchy things. And Freelee's like, no, you do. You do want sweet stuff.
Because it's just her basic human frugivore requirement. She will find it somewhere. But there is some carbohydrate that is good. Not enough during the day though.
Mix that in there. And then I love putting yellow curry sauce all over that. And then I season it however. I mean, I literally am like so random with the seasoning. Pasta. I love garbanzo bean pasta. The Bonza brand, and I'll literally just make a bunch of that.
Hang on. Oh, made from chickpeas. So, okay, this is another, yep, protein, 23 grams. So it's a lower carb.
And I'll literally just make a bunch of that. It has a bunch of protein in it, so it's like easy. And then I just make that and I put...
It's easy because it has a bunch of protein.
So that's the really great thing about like lentil pasta and chickpea pasta, the pastas that are like gluten-free, but are made with a plant-based protein source. What's great about that and why it's easy is because you can just make the pasta and not have to think about an additional protein source as like a vegetarian or a vegan. That is why it's easy, okay? It's not easy because it's low carb and she has a fear of carbs. That's not why it's easy. Why it's easy is as a vegetarian, or as a vegan myself, and I'm also gluten-free, these are great alternatives that I can have that are delicious, that are great. I can still have pasta and still get protein in and not have to think about, oh, I need to come up with another thing that I need to add. It's all in one. That's why it's easy.
Put pesto on it in nutritional yeast, and I'll eat a whole bowl of that and call it a night. As for foods that I love, but I don't eat every day, I have quite a few different kind of comfort meals. Number one would have to be Monty's burgers.
A comfort meal is a binge meal? No. Comfort foods are comfort foods. You can binge on comfort foods, but a binge implies binging. Having something that's a little bit higher calorie, something that's a little bit higher fat content, something that's just a little bit not as healthy for you every once in a while does not equate a binge. It would be a binge if you eat like 20.
Okay, so here's where the binging comes in. You know, people call it cheat days and cheat meals and stuff like that.
So she's pretty much just saying anytime you eat off of your natural frugivore diet, is a binge. Anything that Freelee disagrees with is now suddenly a binge, which is, again, insulting to people who truly struggle with binge eating.
But it's really just a binge meal, okay? Because you didn't nourish yourself correctly during the day, during the week, so it all builds up. The caloric deficit builds up.
You can binge on nourishing food. You can binge on healthy food. You can binge on anything. Her definition of binging is highly, highly inaccurate.
This nutritional deficit builds up and the brain is just like, oh, like just send me to the carbs. Send me to a really dense calorie source that has a lot of carbs and a lot of calories and general fat and everything. Just feed me because my cells are basically starving, and a lot of people are not discerning enough to make the correct choices. So they go like for something like this horrible thing.
In LA, it's a vegan, all vegan burger.
Well, that is great. Plant-based. It is great. It's plant-based.
She just said it was horrible because she thought it was not vegan. She will find some issue with it.
But this is not health food, okay? This is not health food.
And it's so good.
But it's not a health food, so why are you eating it? It's like, let a person live a little, okay? Freelee just needs to get out and live a little. Just eat some damn vegan ice cream. Find some happiness and joy in life.
Good. And then I get a side of it, and I get tater tots, and I dip the tots in the spicy habanero sauce.
Look, see how excited she is. She is so excited.
And it's life-changing.
Yeah, because it looks delicious, and I love a good tater tot.
Okay, her cheat meals are literally life-changing for her. Okay, so the girl is really hungry. All right, she's restricting a lot, and she's very hungry. And then when she gets to eat freely, and she makes choices like this, she's just like, oh, just give me it all. You know, give me like the really dense calories, give me the carbs, give me everything, because she has deprived herself prior.
Everything I eat in a day.
As always, Freelee spewed some stupidity, and I'm here to laugh at it, get angry, and call it out. There's a lot of hypocrisy in Freelee's videos because she calls people out for, you know, fearing carbs when she herself fears fat. I don't know, something to think about. So I'm going to end the video there. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you did not enjoy it, you can give it a thumbs down. That is cool too. I don't mind. If you're not subscribed already, please consider subscribing and be sure to hit the notification bell to stay notified of all future uploads. If you have any comments, questions, video suggestions, anything at all, feel free to leave that in the comment section below. Be sure to go follow me over on Instagram, and I will see you next time.